fantástico. Es que forma parte de las raíces de nuestra sociedad.
She's answering, I mean, she totally agrees and thinks it's a great idea, but I think your question is more like, why do you think this is happening now? Is that your question?
That's another part of the question. But let me ask in a different way.
Yeah.
Are there a lot of Jewish, I want to make sure that I separate two groups. Jewish tourists and Jewish big shots.
Jewish tourists and Jewish what?
Philanthropists?
Travelers and Jewish big shots.
Philanthropos.
You mean philanthropists?
Philanthropists, political people from America, I don't know.
What's the question?
So the question is, there's, in America especially, I can't speak about Europe. Europe is in a bad shape. Spain's in a good shape. The rest of Europe in a bad shape. America
In
in a
terms
very
of
good
the
shape.
Jewish
Jewish
recognition.
identity,
Okay.
anti-Semitism. From what I can see, in Spain, things are getting even better. In Hungary, they're not getting better. In France, they're not getting better.
Sobre el tema de antisemitismo.
So my
Sí.
point is, or let me ask the question different, are there Jewish, for both of you, are there Jewish organizations, I call them big shots, are there Jewish leadership people from America coming here and saying, what can we do to help you, or?
Is the question that if there is any influence about this, I mean, is there any influence from the states, from politicians, Jewish politicians, is that the question?
I'm not sure if the word is influence, but
Are you asking them if organizations from the United States that are Jewish organizations have approached them to help?
yes.
Okay. So, la pregunta es si hay algún tipo de iniciativa por parte de los Estados Unidos para que haya este tipo de iniciativa por parte de España hacia los judíos.
A ver, sí que sé que hay convenios y que realmente, o sea, usted misma me ha comentado de la misión que se hizo creo que era la de Los Ángeles.
Sí, pero
o sea,
no, eso es
sea,
España yendo a Estados Unidos.
Sí.
La pregunta, lo que él hace es, ¿hay algún tipo de... ¿Han venido los políticos aquí, americanos, judíos, a decir vamos a hacer algo al respecto o no?
A ver, nosotros aquí, sinceramente, nosotros estamos en la red de juderías desde el año 2011 y desde el 2011 hasta el día de hoy no sé yo que haya venido un político aquí. O sea, no puede, la contestación es esta. Aquí en el Castillo de Ampurias...
No, yo creo que se refiere más al gobierno español.
Ya me lo imagino. A nivel español supongo no puede, tampoco son estas cosas que no la podemos contestar.
Right,
no podemos,
she wouldn't be able to give an answer about that because, I mean, she can talk about her town.
But to your knowledge, he's not.
Yeah.
contactos,
To her knowledge, no. To her knowledge, no.
o sea, contactos y
I could ask the question.
contactos y estas sí que tenemos, pero nada más.
Same question?
Let me change it in a different way.
Okay.
Can you do that?
Well, it depends on what you're trying to get at. What are you trying to ask?
Go ahead, we'll try.
There's a new direction in Spain with regards to wanting to know more about Jewish history. Usually what happens in the Jewish world, and it happens, I'm sensing only for the Ashkenazi, not for the Sephardi, that there's a lot of money spent, a lot of energy put into the Jewish community of Poland, the Jewish community of the Czech Republic, the Jewish community of A, B, C, but nothing yet from the Sephardic community in America, which is the biggest, bigger than Israel. And so I'm asking, am I wrong? Are there things going on now from the Sephardic world that is happening all of a sudden, or is everybody waiting?
You need help.
If you let me answer, if you let me an opinion, that means. See? Thank you. So I think this they need much more than us. Maybe it's for this reason that they must help us in these places, because it's in evidence that they need, because there's a few troubles there, problems, anti-Semitism, maybe. Not in Sepharad, I'm not sure of that. We must think that only 50 or 40 years ago, there was here a government, fascist government, terrible against the Jewish. I think you go tomorrow to Porbu, you can see this in a way that Walter Benjamin died there. He's dead, he's in the cemetery. It's the only place in the whole world, I think, that in a Christian cemetery there's a part with a matzava, with a Jewish inside. So all these ways, maybe the people don't know this in America, I'm not sure, but I think here they are open to waiting, open to wait these people, they come to help much more than they doing. Not in the level from the governments, but in small places like here. We don't know. Not everyone...
Let me answer you.
Yeah, sure.
No, it's
No, not everyone is in the red.
Okay, has there been big groups, not talking about numbers, but leadership people,
Yes.
that have come from New York or from Los Angeles or Seattle, from America,
Yeah.
and said, wow, this is amazing, let's build a museum in Madrid.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
da, 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 da.
Yeah. Why there, not in the small place? Why? I'm not sure of that.
He's asking if you know if that's happened.
Yeah, I'm not sure of that. I can tell
No,
you.
it hasn't happened.
I know that's here is not happen. In Madrid, maybe it's gonna happen. I'm not sure of that even.
There, when you asked the question, and I left not knowing for sure. I'm just thinking that the Sephardic community in the world is not organized like the Ashkenazi community.
Yeah.
Because the Sephardic community is not affected by the Holocaust.
Yeah.
And because the Sephardic community is not in major degree affected by the Holocaust, the energy to do good things is not there.
I think the Mediterranean way of life is not so in the order like Ashkenazi. Ashkenazi is in the north, and Sephardi that means maybe more lazy in some ways of work, or in some ways of think. Maybe it's one of the reasons.
The distance of time.
In the,
Because the time, the difference in time with what happened in the Ashkenazi world with the pogroms and with the Nazi, you know. So that was recent time. This was so long ago.
That's true. That's true.
So long ago, and the communities moved away so long ago that it creates a different sensitivity about it.
This is true.
You know?
Yeah. Could be also.
Which
but
I find, that's what brings me back to my comment, is that I find it fascinating, these places we've gone, and people like yourselves, who are so engaged in the discovery, and knowing all the terminology that many Jews don't know. Many Jews don't know the things you know about this culture, about the Jewish culture, and the traditions and the little archaeological pieces of it. It's honorable. It's a beautiful thing to learn about and to see you learning about. Thank you for that.
yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Very nice person. I wish he was as nice to me. Once in a while we don't agree on something or we don't know the answer. So this is a new development that we talked about with dual citizenship. It's something brand new. No other country's done it formally. The Poles did it a little bit, but you're already jumped ahead of the rest of Europe by asking Jews to come back, even if it's only symbolic and it's not real. It's a big step. So this is, I have a question for you because I think this is maybe, on a personal basis, why do you think the Spanish government issued this proclamation or is working on the proclamation of dual citizenship? Why do you think they're doing it?
Porque o governo espanhol está intentant, com si diguéssim, d'alguna manera potenciant que vinguin més jueus cap aquí.
Porque creo que es un poco la respuesta que he dado anteriormente. Al formar parte de la cultura en sí, y supongo que deben tener sus convenios, o sea, al respecto.
And we asked her the same question before.
Yeah.
She's giving the same answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's just from her point of view, it's just it's interest for the culture from a historic point of view.
No,
Right.
yeah, but it seems to me, and maybe I'm wrong, but it seems to me that the word here that's really important, and there's nothing wrong with it, but people are afraid to say it because it looks a little too crude, and that is the word commerce.
Yeah,
It
I don't
seems-
think she would
It seems
go
to me
there.
in Poland, and a few of the other they went back to the Jews now, or because of, now, as Kathy said, the time from the Holocaust to now. And the way some Jews look at it, this might upset you to hear this.
You know, for us, what makes us so happy when, for example, I remember just a few days before, we have some old lady is coming. She's coming here to make business, and we prepare for her one tourist guide here, a guided tour, and some theater part with a Jewish customer, with a ketubah, like some people talking like at home, and she looks so hard in the beginning. Oh, we arrived 10 o'clock like this, very business. But few moments later on, we said, welcome home, because this is your home as well. It was at home, and she started to cry. This for us is so beautiful, so nice, because it changed mind. It's not in a foreign country. I think the Jewish people have no country. This is a country. When you say, I'm coming from here, there, I think it's a way of life. And when you receive the Torah, that means in a commentary from the Talmud is explained that God said, who wants the Torah? Nobody says. But the Jewish said, we want the Torah. So in the opposite way, you have this back in your shoulders that you have no country. Maybe when the Messiah arrived, they'd give you a promised land, but even this is not way. The way is you're traveling all around, you're whole world citizens, and your identification with the DI, can change. Today you're Spanish, tomorrow you are from another way.
I don't totally agree with that at all, but the one thing that's a surprise to the world is the Jews have survived. The Jews are as powerful today as they were when they were sitting in Spain. And then they left Spain and they went, this is the complication, Holocaust, and where did they go after Spain? So the Jews left Spain, many of them, of course, and they went to Syria, they went to Turkey, they went to all these other countries, and they built those countries up. So a lot of the Sephardic Jews, they don't consider themselves to be Spanish, they consider themselves to be all these other countries.
It's still speaking Catalan in Turkey. It's true. Yeah,
so
sure.
What's going on now
With
the dual citizenship? I'm not sure if the dual citizenship in real terms is directly real, but it starts a discussion and a surprise. Because what I hear people saying when I talk to a lot of millions of Jews in a way, is they're shocked. They're shocked into a feeling of camaraderie, friendship with now the Spanish people.
They feel at home.
They feel, well, the complication, Holocaust, and now I'm going to give you an example of the country of Iraq. So the Jews left Spain, some Jews, and they went to Iraq. And they built up Iraq. Let me tell you how they built up Iraq. Baghdad was 500,000 people in 1952. 500,000 people. Baghdad originally came from Spain. 200,000 of the people who lived in the 500,000 city of Baghdad were Jews. I mean, 40% of the...
Sometimes, and they hide. There's a theory. You have been in Girona, I think.
Yeah.
Have you seen the tapestry from creation?
Yeah.
That made for Jewish. They don't explain to you this?
They showed us the tapestry and explained that it had to do with Genesis,
Yes?
not that it may have been made by Jews. I didn't know that.
Okay, this is my theory. I permit I'm not able, maybe this license here, the license, but I have a theory from this, because so many things that makes you hidden details. The animals are kosher, the other ones not, they separate. They're down the red, from the red color. The only red color is in down, where there is a Jerusalem and where there is a crosses there. And this is from Esau, this story from red. We are Edom, the lands of Edom here. Sepharad in Middle Age is in down, is in Maghreb, is in the rest of Spain, but Catalonia, it was not Sepharad. Nowadays, they say Sepharad everything, but it's not Sepharad. Sepharad is in down, in Middle Age. Here, what's that? This is Edom, lands from Edom. So that means red in Hebrew, in the Talmud, some explainings from the Torah. So many, many things, many details. It's an amazing place, very, very special place. Even in our cathedral, later on, if you want to see some details that maybe you accord to me this.
When you establish something, where did the funds come from? Who helps you making this happen? Is it a government? Is it the Ministry of Tourism? Is it the Foreign Ministry? Is it a few Jews in Madrid? Is it Sephardic Jews overseas? You know, where's the money come from? Who's helping?
¿Quién financia? ¿Quién financia?
The Metro House.
The what?
The Metro House, the mayor.
¿La alcaldía?
L'ayuntamiento.
Ah, the City Hall.
The City Hall, yeah.
So the city, in all the places we visit so far, see that the mayors, they're involved in the group that came to Los Angeles too, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's some sort of a movement by the cities, by the municipalities, to identify their Jewish roots. And so it seems to me the obvious is one of the reasons is to increase tourism. Would that be right?
¿Has entendido?
Sí, sí,
Esta es una pregunta para ella.
sí, sí, yo creo que es más para ella.
Dice que bueno, tuvimos un evento hace un par de años en Los Ángeles con la red de juderías y vinieron varios alcaldes, vino de Tortosa, vino de Toledo, vinieron varios alcaldes, estás al corriente, ¿verdad? Sí, claro. Entonces la pregunta que él hace, bueno, primero le ha preguntado quién financia esto. Y luego la pregunta que le ha hecho es, bueno, parece ser que hay un interés especial ahora de estas ciudades y a través de los alcaldes o de los ayuntamientos, ¿no? De incrementar un poco el interés sobre el tema judío. ¿Es para incrementar el turismo?
Sí. Evidentemente esto nos ayuda también a incrementar el turismo, aparte de que, o sea, nos va bien desde el aspecto histórico. O sea, que nos interesa siempre trabajarlo desde lo más puro y rigor histórico y evidentemente para el turismo nos va muy bien.
It would also increase the tourism. From a historic point of view, it's interesting for both reasons, you know, to learn about our roots and to increase the tourism.
What we try most, if you permit, is to not sell. We are not selling like this or some few things, but everything must be in documents. So when we know that the synagogue is there, is because there is some work before that makes you sure that there was the synagogue there. It's not a collaboration, you know. It's not a fantasy, because later on that could be against yourself. If you do something that is wrong, or you want to sell like Walt Disney. So this is not the way. We work with strictly our technical from archivists, and then the politicians, and then the workers, the tourist guides, and people who are working inside this, the documents, first floor, and This is a way what we try. Then we connected everything, and then we give to the tourist.
So, what do you think of the Spanish government wanting to have dual citizenship?
That's a question from her. She's from the city hall. Let me translate for her. Creo que es mejor para ti la pregunta, que eres del ayuntamiento. Dice que ¿cuál crees que es la razón por la que ahora el gobierno ha puesto en marcha esto de la doble nacionalidad para los judíos que tuvieron aquí antepasados?
A ver, yo creo que esto es un tema que es de interés, o sea, es una cosa es una cosa intrínseca ya del pueblo en sí, o sea, porque, o sea, interés en todas las cuestiones del mundo judío siempre ha estado, porque forma parte de nuestras raíces. O sea, era un momento que todo estaba tan cohesionado unas con las otras que, o sea, no sé cómo explicarlo bien. Forma parte de nuestra propia cultura también.
Ya, pero ¿por qué crees que...?
¿Por qué lo han hecho en estos momentos? Sinceramente, no podría darle una respuesta... O sea, puntual del por qué.
Okay, she's putting you...
Is this microphone on or off?
It's on.
You want me to hold it?
No, that's on as well. You don't have to. I can hear you fine. That's just for reference.
Okay.
Oi, non siamo fermi un triscot d'aigua. Cosa vol un got d'aigua? You want some water?
No, I'm
No?
fine.
Yeah?
We're okay.
All right, ready when you are, Phil?
So, what makes your beautiful city special?
Oh, en muchos ámbitos. En el ámbito del patrimonio histórico, en el ámbito de la cultura en general, en el ámbito de la gastronomía, pero hay algo en lo que somos especiales, que es el ámbito de la gente, la acogida de la gente, la implicación de la gente en que Girona sea una ciudad como es hoy, que ha sabido preservar su herencia, su legado histórico, y apostar claramente también por la modernidad y la internacionalización.
Now, there's a missing element for many, many centuries, the Jewish people. They left Spain, they left Portugal, they left your town, your city.
Es usted muy amable diciendo que fueron expulsados. Y esto es algo que debemos decir claramente, porque hay una actitud ante lo que era una comunidad muy integrada, muy potente, muy rica culturalmente, que desde aquí el siglo XV los enviamos fuera. Eso estuvo muy mal. Sin embargo, en muchos sitios como Girona, esta herencia pesa mucho y la queremos recuperar, y le queremos dar mucho valor, y nos reconocemos en este pasado. Por tanto, vamos a enmendar esta pérdida con un esfuerzo para poner nuestra herencia judía en el frontispicio de nuestra proyección exterior.
You and your friends have spent a lot of money to create the museum, the other areas and aspects of Jewish life and the way it was. Why?
La idea es que el paseo judío habla de nosotros. Es una herencia que debemos sentirnos propia y que debemos enmendar el error histórico de nuestros antepasados cuando decidieron expulsar a los judíos. Y debemos garantizar que las generaciones futuras van a aprender lo que era la herencia judía, van a amar el pasado judío, van a conocerlo para poderlo transmitir a las generaciones futuras, no solo para que no vuelva a ocurrir nunca más el olvido de algo muy importante, sino porque, insisto, en este pasado judío hay una parte de nosotros que no queremos ni debemos olvidar. Por esto hay que invertir, hay que crear museos, hay que crear políticas, hay que explicar y hacer pedagogía, porque es algo de lo que nos sentimos además muy, muy orgullosos.
Now, to show the strength of your Jewish projects, it takes a lot of revenue to make these things happen. Where do you get your funding?
¿De dónde sacamos los fondos? Pregunta. Bueno, el ayuntamiento, que es la institución local de la ciudad, destina una parte de sus recursos económicos, una parte de la política de promoción turística y cultural a un patronato, un organismo propio que es el patronato del Museo de Historia de los Judíos. Contamos con la colaboración del Gobierno de Cataluña y contamos con la colaboración de otros gobiernos regionales de Cataluña, la provincia. Pero es que además atrae muchos visitantes y también los visitantes dejan fondos en el museo. Y creo que somos capaces de atraer también participación privada. Es algo que aún es incipiente, es algo que debemos trabajar mejor. Seguro que además en el mercado americano esto se entiende muy bien, pero ahí podemos crecer obteniendo recursos de gente de fuera que nos ayude a recuperar este patrimonio judío.
Recently, the Spanish Parliament began to make a move that is raising interest amongst the Jews of the world to give Jews who have roots in Spain dual citizenship. What do you think this means?
Bueno, estoy completamente de acuerdo con esta iniciativa. Es muy importante, y no solo el Parlamento español, el Parlamento catalán también se ha pronunciado en ese sentido. Es muy importante para nosotros. Es hacer unos pasos más para recuperar este patrimonio y este link, este enlace que hay con estas generaciones que fueron expulsadas. Pero es abrirnos a una parte importante del mundo que está repartida en muchos países, que tiene un depósito cultural muy potente y por tanto es un enriquecimiento también para el conjunto de España, para Cataluña, poder incorporar a la ciudadanía española y por tanto también a la ciudadanía europea unas familias que si no hubieran sido víctimas de una expulsión, hoy tendrían esa ciudadanía. Por tanto, también creo que hay un win-win en esta relación que a nosotros nos interesa.
Now, when I came to visit your office, you gave me a Sepharad card, a special card. What do you do with that?
Es una tarjeta que permite acceder en condiciones ventajosas a muchos servicios que hay en el conjunto de España vinculados a la red de juderías. La idea del rasgo que identifica esta tarjeta identifica una serie de servicios y de ventajas, descuentos, acceso a unos servicios especialmente pensados para la gente que pueda utilizar esa tarjeta, con lo que la recomendamos y recomendamos que se utilice, porque gracias a esa tarjeta van a tener la llave para entrar más directamente a muchos servicios que podemos y que estamos en condiciones de ofrecer.
Who knows, maybe one day the Sepharad card will give birth to the Tapas card.
¿Quién sabe? A lo mejor.
I'd like to have you look right here. This is our audience right here. And in Spanish, Catalan or English or whatever, invite them to come to your city.
Quería invitarles a que visitaran nuestra ciudad si no la conocen. Es una ciudad pequeña, pero muy grande en historia, en patrimonio y en algo que nos gusta señalar, que es en emociones. Si ustedes vienen a Girona, no solo van a disfrutar mucho, van a además quedar muy sorprendidos, sino que van a quedar atrapados en un mar de emociones en la que van a reconocer también el rasgo de la presencia judía que hasta el siglo XV fue tremendamente importante. Todo esto es lo que les invitamos a conocer, además de nuestra oferta cultural y, por supuesto, nuestra conocida mundialmente cocina.
Add one thing, and thank you for watching JLTV.
Y muchas gracias para... ¿Cómo se llama? Jewish Life TV?
Yes.
Y muchas gracias por mirar Jewish Life TV.